So UPS has now cut 12,000 jobs, which is a lot. It's like 4% of their workforce. Says package volume slipped last quarter. Now, generally speaking, when you see these stories, conservatives see this and they attribute it to, oh, that's because the union won and they got a record-making contract and they've got, they got the right to have air conditioning in their vehicles and not die on the job, and that's costing the company too much money. And now they're having to lay people off just like we told you they would. And then you look at the article, which is framed to allow that kind of conclusion, right? Just on first blush. You read through, UPS fell short of Wall Street revenue estimates Tuesday, reporting drops in shipping volume both internationally and domestically. Company also announced 12,000 layoffs as part of an effort to realign resources in 2024. UPS's 2024 outlook expects revenue to range from $92 billion to $94.5 billion. And, well, let's take a little bit more of a look at this article here, because I feel like a closer read of the article does not lead one to conclude that the union the union exacted too high a price, and thus the company is now collapsing, which is what conservatives invariably say about stories like this, right? So, here we go. Workforce reductions will save the company about $1 billion in costs, CEO Carol Tomé said in a company earnings call. Quote, 2023 was a unique and quite candidly difficult and disappointing year. We experienced declines in volume, revenue, and operating profits, and all three of our business segments, Tomé said. Shares of the package giant dipped more than 8%. Here's how the company performed compared to Wall Street estimates. Adjusted earnings, $2.47 versus $2.46 per share expected, according to LSEG, formerly known as Refinitiv. Revenue, $24.92 billion versus $25.43 billion expected. So they fell short by about $500 million. For their revenue targets. For the last 3 months of 2023, UPS reported net income of $1.61 billion, or $1.87 per share, compared with $3.45 billion, or $3.96 per share, a year earlier. Adjusting for one-time items related to pensions and intangible assets, UPS earned $2.47 per share. So revenue declined 7.8% to $24.9 billion from $27 billion last year. So all of this sounds like overall, like they're hurting, dog. They're doing real bad. But I wonder if there might not be more to the story. Let's just take a quick look here. UPS. Let's see. Profit drop in 2023. The shipping giant on Tuesday reported a $6.7 billion profit for the full year of 2023. So the company is still making a profit, like to the tune of almost $7 billion. It's just not as much of a profit as they want. So this isn't the company is dying or anything even remotely like that. It's just that the profit isn't as much as they would like. The line is going up. It's continuing to go up. But it's not by as much as they wanted. And so, in order to try to boost their share prices, one of the most common techniques in business is to cut your costs. And the most common way to cut costs is by laying off jobs. So, what they tend to do is they fire a whole bunch of their workers, and then they'll rehire new workers who are, then lesser tiered in the employment ladder, which means they cost less. New workers cost the company less money. And on top of that, they don't necessarily need to hire back as many workers because they automate some of those jobs every time they cut. So like this isn't a story about like the union is gutting this otherwise healthy company. No, the company is gutting the workers in order to pad their numbers for their stockholders. It's the oldest like short-term stock boost tactic in the world. Announcing job cuts. Corporations see the writing on the wall, though. They know unlimited growth just simply isn't possible. See, I think that's where you're wrong. Corporations don't care if it's not possible. They'll still try and do it, you know? The system cannot sustain the thought that eternal profit seeking is unsustainable, you know? So the minute they make a little less, they cut labor unbelievably. Yep, exactly.